Well, another gorgeous day up here in the English Lake District, and I definitely don't or didn't expect to be coming on here as often as I am. I don't know whether that's actually a sign my mental health is. I'm not sure where that puts me. It's Thursday, isn't it? I know it's a Thursday because the bins get emptied on a Thursday. I've had a fantastic and quite emotional day. And for that reason, I'm on here talking. And I'm not only on here talking for some of the people I like on here. I'm on here talking because of the future of whoever knew me, knows me, related to me, whatever, just for the simple reason of that. I still don't understand why. I mean, there's 6,000 videos on here that I've put on. Do you get that in your head, yeah? How many gigabytes is that? Because I don't understand why Google wants to charge me for sending a few emails, but will fucking actually back up 6,000 fucking videos. Anyway, I've not come on for that reason. I've had a really emotional, fantastic day. Yeah, I got some news. Last night that quite upset me. Over an uncle of mine who lived on his own, blah, 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 lovely guy. Went into a home a few weeks ago. I got some news that his house had a leak during the cold weather and flooded out and destroyed a lot of the interior and such. It's a family matter because it involves his daughter's partner. The thing that upset me was that, well, I'll leave that part out of it. But I decided today to take some time out and go down and see him since he went in this home because I heard he wasn't settling in too well. Now, he's a rum old bugger. I don't know if I've talked about him before, but he's 86. When he lived on his own, he lives in the same house in Kendal that he'd lived in his whole life, apart from a couple of years in national service, where he was in Singapore and Hong Kong and places like that. But yeah, he really has left his birthplace at 87 and gone into a home. But as frugal as he was, and quite wealthy, he wouldn't turn anything on from. He'd rather sit with 4 pullovers on than have eating on. But long story short, I heard when he got into this rest home, he wasn't too happy. But all I can say today was he was fantastic. At 86, yeah, he'd had issues with his legs, getting problems and sores and such, but it's all been sorted. The place is warm. I think there's 30, 40, not inmates, but do you know what I mean? Honestly, I went in there today, and it's a big old building in Kendal, and it's short of a lick of paint inside. A touch of TLC, shall we say. But I'll tell you one thing. The community in there, from the carers to the people who were in there, today when I went was fantastic. There's talk, because he's only in there 6 weeks, while they decide where he's going, whether he actually moves somewhere different. But to me, that was just leaving where he is. He was fantastic. He's had a good Christmas. He's met a mate he sits next to. They sit next to each other in the conservatory, have a bit of a fucking natter all day. He's a rum lad. He was a lad and a half. His daughter, who he lost last year, Karen, God bless her soul, a lovely woman, top nurse, died in her 60s, which broke his heart. But even she said about her dad, my dad can start a fucking fight in an empty pub because he was that kind of guy, you know what I mean? But he's actually today seemed contented. Yeah, he's got himself a couple of buddies, one he used to work with. He's not in his room all the time, which I thought he was, someone had told me. He's in the conservatory, sun was shining, there's a big garden outside where all the birds go feeding and everything else. So really and truly, however long his years are to be, I think he's found a place where, like I said, the vibe was good. There was a good atmosphere, a fantastic vibe. So that made part of my day. I then made a move because I'm in the same area as, this guy I'm talking about was my mum's brother, my mum's younger brother, the youngest brother, 86. So, you know what that means to me. And he was always a character. Fantastic sportsman, fantastic football, fantastic cricketer. Worked all his life, non-stop, mate. Very frugal, made and saved a lot of money, yeah? And he's worth a lot of money. But still got the old roots he was brought up with. Moving on from him, and he's called me Uncle Barry, actually. Moving on from him, in the same area, within a short distance, my dad's brother. My dad's not only remaining brother because he has a younger one in his 70s, but my dad's next youngest brother, who was 86. I hadn't seen him for a long time. Well, I'd seen him a couple of years ago, actually, but just at a funeral, just a quick hello. But I knew he lived nearby with his partner. She's a lot younger than him. And he has a young family, he has... His daughter was born when he was 56. He's a one-off, yeah? This is a guy who has a reputation way beyond anyone could ever believe, yeah? He's only short. He's about 5'4", yeah? And he's probably that wide, too. He works on the coal. He knows everybody in fucking Windermere and the surrounding areas. He then worked on the roads, running gangs. He's a machine driver, a farmer, and a fucking handyman. Yeah, in his day, he was the kind of guy that went behind a pub on a Sunday morning, a certain pub that I know about. People came from all over to try out, the bare fists on him. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a fucking real hard man who's still got 86. You know what I mean? But I got to see him, and we had a couple of hours, and you've got to live in the Lake District, and you have to be from here, even though I wasn't born here, to know what we're talking about. Well, I talked the other day about such as areas up here where life has died and people are taking their own lives through boredom and through depression. Life has changed dramatically here in 40, 50 years. The affluent have moved in. The affluent were always here in a tiny percentage, and that's what created the wealth around everyone working for them. Now, the affluent who are running the place, they're in every street fucking corner, the affluent, and they're living off pensions that they made years ago, blah, blah, blah. Even, you know what I'm saying, yeah? So the ordinary working class man around here cannot afford to buy a place, or his family can't afford to buy a place. So, getting back to what I was saying, these two old buggers who lived in Kendal and Windermere, the other one lived most of their lives, can tell you a tale or two, a story or two, And today, with my blood, because they're both my blood, mother's side and father's side, I got a lift. I got a lift, a feeling of what it's all about. In the first place, visiting my Uncle Barry and the rest home, I can see me settling down in one of them places, no fucking problem. Your own ensuite bedroom with, you know, whatever you need in there, and communal areas, communal rooms, where everyone seems to be getting on fine. Loads of attention from people who are there working, whether it's putting your food on the table or helping you with a problem. You know, that looked all right to me. Like I said, needed a lick of paint and a touch of TLC, but that's not what it's about, is it? It's about communication, isn't it? It's about atmosphere. It's about feeling good, you know, a good feeling, you know. It's about vibrations, you know, energy. All good. Now, the other one, my Uncle Howard, my dad's brother, he's still living in a 3-bedroom house out in the sticks in the countryside with his wife, who's 15 years younger than him, and his daughter, who's a nurse, and his massive Rottweiler, which actually is the only one. That's a pup they just bought, actually. They had 3 Rottweilers, 3 running around the house, you know what I mean? Beautiful dogs. He's a proper grafter, a man who talks all the time about work. That's all he ever did, work, 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 work. Hundreds of hours a week, you know, whether it be driving a machine, fucking coal man. You know, I can go back in time and remember him and my granddad turning up at my dad's in Preston with a coal wagon. Yeah. Absolutely chock-a-fucking block with Christmas trees. And that would have been a week before Christmas, or 2 weeks before Christmas. And they would go on Preston Market and make hundreds of fucking pounds. And those trees had come off Grisdale and places like that, which are the forests around here now, which was a bit different 100 years ago, you know, 80 odd years ago. But anyway, yeah, give me a boost today. Made me feel good about everything. Because life is a struggle, and there's no one more crippled than my last uncle. He's fucking he shouldn't be alive, you know. He's had motorbike crashes, he's had fucking wagon crashes, he's fucking broken every fucking bone in his body, basically. And he's still here at 87, man. As hard as fucking nails. You know what I mean? But, yeah. I just thought I'd pop on to say and tell you that I've had a good feeling day today. Simply because, you know, it's my roots, my family roots. I always believed that Preston never was, and I had no connection to it. You know, I don't think whatever happened up this end could maybe want to leave it, in the sense that Preston, I never really knew why I was there, to be honest. Have a good Thursday. Take it easy.